Okay, it looks like we are up. We are live. Welcome, everyone, to this Wednesday's edition of 1 Million Cups. My name is James Lawson. I am one of the organizers here at 1 Million Cups in Fairfax. For those of you who don't know much about us, we are part of the Kaufman Foundation, and we work with communities in entrepreneurship, education, to help increase opportunities that allow all people to learn to take risks and to own their own success. So we are both a national and local mission. We work towards this mission through creating a consistent educational experience for each 1MC presenter nationwide, while also highlighting the uniqueness and value propositions in each local startup community. Now, like all organizations, we do have our own key pillars. We look at this as being presentations, not pitches. You don't come here to try and raise money. There's other places for that. We believe in authentic connections, right? Not networking. So the way that we look at this is think of us as more of a mastermind type environment. We are run for the community, by the community, and we are radically and intentionally inclusive. So as always, we like to make sure we acknowledge our visitors. So if you are new to us here at 1 Million Cups in Fairfax, please go ahead and raise your hand. When called on, give us your name, your company name, and how you heard about us. So can someone manage that piece, please?
Jennifer, if you don't mind unmuting and introducing yourself, then we'll go to Satish.
Absolutely. Good morning, everyone. My name is Jennifer Noose. I'm with Employment Enterprises. We are a small woman-owned V3 and MSCP certified workforce solutions company based out of Manassas, and I heard about this group through the Reston Chamber of Commerce. Very happy to be here.
Awesome.
Satish, please.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Satish Chimakurti. I am the president of a small research company called Epitome Research and Innovations. We are in Herndon. So we are an R&D firm that is currently working on government-funded projects. We are trying to develop a smart contact lens for eye tracking. But then in parallel, I'm the owner and founder of a new technology firm called BizServe. And we're focused on building a unified platform that helps small businesses access a wide variety of essential services such as bookkeeping, accounting, tax, human resources, legal, all under one roof. And I've come to know about this through SBDC.
Welcome, Satish.
Thank you.
Anyone else? No, nobody got their hand up.
Okay, if but I think she can introduce herself in chat, or she may have stepped away for a moment.
Okay, so one of the things we ask you to do nicely, if you can, and if you're willing, is to do a check-in, right? So the QR code you see on your screen, if you can take your phone and scan the QR code and go ahead and check in. This allows our people who at corporate to see how we're doing in terms of attendances, etc. If you miss it this time, no worries, it will appear later on in the presentation. So, as I said at the beginning, we are run by the community for the community, and we have a bunch of people who all pitch in to make this happen every single week. This is the organizing team, or as I call them, the FBI Most Wanted list. So we have an organizing team, we have brand ambassadors, but everyone here plays a little part. I say a little, Jen plays 80% of the part of this. But we're all here, we all pitch in, we do a little bit to try and make this the best experience that we can every single week. If you are interested in maybe becoming an organizer for 1 Million Cups Fairfax, you can scan the QR code on the bottom right-hand corner, and someone will contact you and we can have a discussion. All good. So we have two main sponsors each week. We have the George Mason Enterprise Center in Fairfax, and we have a coffee sponsor for the month. I'm going to ask Jen to talk a little bit about George Mason, and then we'll move to Seaman, who can talk a little bit about Leaks Alert. So Jen, over to you.
Thanks, James. Mason Enterprise Center in Fairfax is a fantastic incubator with several hundred businesses operating out of it. Some are virtual members, some have office space. We love partnering with Eddie Hill at MEC. We utilize their space for the first meeting of the month on Wednesday when we meet in person. If you are interested in either launching or scaling a business, or if you need a space that can flex with you, do check out Mace Enterprise. You can go to their website, mec-fairfax.org. One of the things that's unique is they do have dedicated partners that can provide business value, discounts, etc. to members. They also have over 20 mentors. That's all part of being a member of MEC Fairfax. So if you're interested in learning about it, please reach out to Eddie. You can also reach out to me. I'm happy to introduce you to him. They are a fantastic organization to collaborate with. If anyone is interested in speaking or building their brand that way, they are also always looking for speakers, and they're building out the 2026 programming. They do fantastic events for their members. So with that, Simon, I'm going to hand it over to you.
Thank you very much. Good morning. My name is Iman Saeed. I'm the founder of Leaks Alert. Leaks Alert is a smart, affordable water leak detection platform. Leaks Alert is a cutting-edge, subscription-based platform designed to proactively monitor, detect, and alert property owners of potential water leaks 24/7 in real time. By catching leaks early, Leaks Alert helps prevent costly water damage, high water bills, environmental harms, and list goes along. Whether you are a homeowner or managing a single family home or a sprawling commercial complex, Leaks Alert delivers peace of mind and tangible savings and can even lead to lower insurance premiums by fewer claims, making it a smart investment for risk mitigation. The target audience could be B2B, B2C, B2X, and there are a lot of discounts available for 1 million cup folks. Thank you.
Thank you, Seaman. That was very nice. So a little bit about how the meetings are going to work. So generally, we will have a presentation. There will be a challenge. It would be a challenge question, and then we would all ask questions and yada yada yada. However, it's a little bit different. We're doing a town hall, and we're going to have the lovely Jane Dalton, who's going to talk to us a little bit about 2026 and branding. And so what's going to happen? Jane's going to present. We will most likely either go into a couple of breakout rooms or one, depending on how it works out. But yeah, a little bit different. So be ready. I know this is going to be really good stuff. Jen always delivers. And so, Jen, thank you for doing this. And I am going to pass it over to you.
Thank you. I appreciate the introduction. Welcome, everybody. It's so nice to see some new folks here as well. What I'll be talking about for the next 10 minutes, if not less, and I'll look to John Foster to time me and wave the red flag when it's a minute left. I really would love to talk about what can business owners and entrepreneurs be thinking about and doing as they head into 2026 to build their visibility, credibility, and hopefully grow revenue. And so what I want to kick off with is, why does this matter and what has really changed? And I think a lot of this hopefully will resonate with you. You can raise your hand, nod, thumbs up, etc., or drop some thoughts in chat. The reason your personal brand matters more than ever is we have seen an acceleration of AI, right? And a lot of that is content that's being created that may not necessarily feel as authentic as we might want. I also think there's, in parallel or in tension with that, this high desire for not just authenticity, but also humanity. So how do we keep ourselves as the face of the business present, and not just go to AI to write stuff and it kind of loses your voice? Some of the other things I think a lot of business owners have been doing, and this is really like the last few years, right? Automation. Well, one of the things that's important is if we're automating parts of our business, we're thinking about automating onboarding or follow-ups or drip campaigns. We want to make sure there's still empathy and our voice in that messaging. So just something to think about as you're automating your business. Are you losing any important touch points where you get to make a great impression as the face of the business? Many of us also, especially since COVID, I feel like even though that was several years ago, still desire and want even more now deeper connection and relationship building. And as much as people might be doing ads on social media or wherever, I've heard a lot more success, honestly, now, people picking up the phone and calling, people reaching out, people having one-to-ones. None of us probably, well, I don't think we have capacity for 1 million customers, right? What we are trying to do as solopreneurs might be, hey, I want 10, 50, 100, whatever that looks like. But it really does still mean staying in front of people. Now, at the same time as people want more connection, we're also a lot more cognizant of our use of time. And so whether it's going out to a networking event or a holiday party, even joining 1 Million Cups, right? It's a question of, do I have the energy? And I want to make sure I get value from it. So I'm guessing as business owners, we're probably all seeing that and feeling that. I think the other thing to keep in mind is we have 5 generations in the marketplace, in our workforce. And so from a communication standpoint, are we talking with the audiences we need to be in front of in the right channel? Are we talking to folks, if you need to be on TikTok, if you're trying to target a younger generation, maybe Instagram as well? Are you visible in the channels that people want to hear from you in? So just something to think about. Now, this statistic, these 2 statistics I find fascinating. Personal branding really showed up in 1997 with the article, The Brand Cult Year. And it's really gained a lot of momentum. I started Brand Mirror 13 years ago. It's a lot more prevalent. A lot more people, raise your hand if you've heard personal branding before today. Okay. So most people, slow to raise hand, but that's okay. Half of American professionals say that a strong personal brand matters more than a resume. I will say the first thing recruiters do, or most humans, is they Google you first. They're not reading stuff about you on your resume, especially if you're not in the job market. They are going to Google, and then hopefully they're finding you on LinkedIn. Now for business executives, that's 61%. But here's the reality, and even though I do personal branding for my business and I love it, we also can get burnt out thinking about managing our personal brand. It starts to become something that, what content do I need to create? How do I stay visible? Do I need to get out in front of people? And a lot of people take a break from it. I think earlier this year, I probably took a few months off from posting on social media because I was like, I'm just tired of it. So the trick, and what I want to talk about today, is how do we think about this in a way that works for our time and our energy and is still impactful. So these are 5 actions you can take. I am not presuming or assuming any of us are good or bad at managing our personal brand. This is what I would tell anyone to think about in order to help save their sanity and their capacity. So the first, and this is a one that's a bit of a no-brainer, but I think we forget about it. Oftentimes we're like, what content should I create? I would like you to think about, who do you want to curate? Who do you have in your network or outside of your network? Like, who's the thought leader in your industry? Who are the 5 or 10 people that are pushing the sort of thinking and innovation in your space? I look around our Zoom room, and there are lots of folks here I would put on the list to curate your content. If James Lawson has an event, I would want to share and be like, hey, you need to come see James talk. If Michael Butera has a podcast, I have before, and I would share podcasts and say, hey, you got to listen to this. So think of 10, maybe up to 25 people that you would want to share their content that would also do a couple of things for you. One, it would show that you play well with others and you're all in supporting other people on doing recognition. But the second is, it also is brand association. So as a solopreneur, as a business owner, wherever you are in your business, curating content from thought leaders can help build your own brand as well. It shows you're willing to learn. It shows you are learning. Some of my favorite writers, Dan Pink is one of my favorite authors. I'll share his content. So think about, if you made a list of people, think of it like a bullseye. Close in the center could be people you know that you collaborate with, partners, etc., that you want to share content. Next out might be people in your local area or in the industry. Maybe the furthest circle out is people you look up to, you share the content. It could be content from HBR, right? It couldn't be from a publication. It doesn't have to be from a person. But just think through that. I think it's really important to curate content just as much as you create. And if you're starting to build your brand, you probably curate 80% of your content and create 20%, and then you can shift to a space that's comfortable. But if you're burnt out coming up with your own stuff, it's okay to take a break and curate. It's okay to give a shout out and recognize others. I really don't like doing video, but my video challenge for 2026 is to do more. 1 minute of video is worth almost 2 million words. It's just a math. It's a function of math. So for your business, I want you to think about what video might you need. Lots of people like to know an origin story. If you got a book that is coming out or a book that you just read, preparing for the new year, do a video about the book, right? Do a short, this video in the middle is Good Morning Nashville. That was about a book that I wrote called Listen. The one to the far right is an 18-second video that a client of mine asked me to do. And I was like, oh my God. And I went and just did it, right? So think about how could you use video? It really is so important. Try not to overthink it. Practice just recording and going. Collaborate with others. This is a really fantastic one. Collaborate with other people. I was just showing you this book. I contributed a chapter, but guess what? Now we have 10 people all talking about this book. I'm not saying you need to go write a book. I'm just saying, who could you interview about a topic? Who could you co-write a blog with? Who could you attend an event and maybe take pictures and do content together that way? Think about who you can collaborate with, because even if it's hosting an event or a panel, that's a really great way to get people in the room. It's easier on you. It's easier on the person you're collaborating with. And again, it builds by brand association. So think about who you would want to share the stage with. I see McKinley is on. So from an IP standpoint, this is really important. Think about all of the content you might be creating for your business, whether it's blogs, mental models, or frameworks. A lot of companies will have a maturity model for how they assess something or do something. As a business, if you're embedding what you know into your business, like the customer journey, like educational videos, how-to videos for your employees, videos for your clients, how they move through the process. If you're giving talks and you're recording them, or even the slides you have, if you're documenting processes for your business, these things all add value to your business. And if you embed them in your business, let's say you're thinking about being acquired later, this is important. People want to know your customer list. Do you have one? Do you have processes? Does this run like a well-oiled machine? You want it to do that anyways, but just something to think about. In the last couple of minutes, I'm going to hit on a couple of other things. Yes, YouTube has 3.9 billion people on it. It's a good platform. If you're doing videos, you should put them there. Facebook, I don't really like. However, a lot of people on there. And I have a client who is global in another country. Facebook is where a lot of their government officials post. So I'm sharing these monthly active users more to say, think about the channel you want to be in and pick one or two. Don't try to do all of these. I will say, and I know John Foster will appreciate this, LinkedIn has the highest engagement rate. When you're just thinking about pure professional content, I'm not talking about personal stuff, LinkedIn has a great engagement rate. If you're thinking of doing Substack or Reddit, they've got great content. Those are big, interesting channels if you're trying to create a voice for yourself. And I put X last because that's how I think of X. So moving on. 5, take a brand stand. What do I mean by that? Share what makes you different. What values do you stand for? What ideas do you stand for? Amplify your differentiation. I think of it as purpose first, personal branding. The more clarity you have on who you are and why you do what you do, that inherently can help break through the noise. People want to get to know you. A lot of times, if you look at competitor messaging, a lot of it starts to feel the same. Every wealth management company, we protect your peace of mind. We help you feel safe and secure. People want to work with people, not logos, right? So think about, how do you stand out and break through the noise? And if you want to be more provocative, happy to brainstorm those sort of brand stand type topics too. As I wrap up, and then I'll stop recording, where to start? Only 27% of this population that was surveyed, I'm happy to share the survey, knew their purpose. As a business owner, if you don't know your why, I would highly recommend starting there. Assess and update your current digital footprint. Go Google yourself, go look at your LinkedIn profile, go look at your socials. Are they all up to date? Are the links all working? Is your website working? What content's out there and what's missing? I would define your goals. I'm a big fan of working back with the end in mind. Where do you want to be at the end of 2026? And how do you work backwards and do one thing a month, one thing a week, whatever that is, and map those out? You may want to create a personal brand board. Think of 2 to 3 people, 3 to 5 people, according to my slide, that you might want to talk to and say, hey, I'm thinking of writing this or doing this video. What do you guys think? People like helping people. So it's a place to begin. And lastly, I would just say start. It is nobody's job to manage your personal brand but yours. I hate to be the one to break it to you. But the good thing is there are a lot of people around you who can give you feedback and help. So for folks who, hopefully you got a takeaway from here, I'm going to stop recording and we'll do some discussing and breakout, but thank you for being patient.